Hello and welcome everyone to our May 16th Ignite community call. I'm your host for today. My name is Tobias Schwarz. I'm the solutions engineer at Ignite. I'm happy to see so many new and old faces visiting us during this call. As a reminder, it's a community call, so this is all about you, all about the users of Ignite. Feel free to interrupt me. I can hear you. You can just unmute yourself. You can write in the chat, or always reach out on Discord and we'll find you there. I've brought a couple of topics to talk with you today. For example, we have just released the latest version 28.4, which was released yesterday. It includes a couple of updates. For example, can build role kits with Ignite. We'll look closer into that in a bit. We will be discussing a little bit about bounties. We will talk about Ignite apps. In order to create Rollkit, you need to use an Ignite app. Julian has that prepared for you, and I can quickly walk you through what's needed to get there. And if you're developing your own Ignite app, I'll show you how to let everyone know via the app registry. End of this month, we will be in Berlin at the awesome WASM Hackathon. So if you're there, step by the coffee booth. And yeah, we are sponsoring the coffee booth at the awesome WASM event. I think that's great. Who doesn't love coffee as a coder? So come to meet us there. We'll be having plenty of coffee, and therefore we want to talk and and make friends. And we'll talk a little bit about our new tutorials platform. So let's just jump right in. So let's first have a peek into the latest version that just got released yesterday. This is version 28.4. Make sure to upgrade your Ignite. I think I haven't done that yet, so we can do this together now. This release included, as already mentioned, the compatibility with the new Rollkit app. I think this is actually the most exciting part of this release, so I would say let's just try it out.
Drum roll.
In order to install the latest version, I'm just hopping to the docs, install the latest version of Ignite. It's with the following command. Right now, I have Ignite version 28. I'm already on 28.4. Really? I must have installed this. But let's just do it again. So I'm making sure I've really the latest one. And now I actually want to check out the new Rollkit. So I'm creating a new directory. And then the instructions should be findable by everyone if you go to github.com/ignite/apps. In here, you find the Rollkit app. And in the README, there's instructions of how to use it. Let's try this out. Yeah, scaffolding always needs a while. If you want to learn more about Rollkit, make sure to join rollkit.dev. Here's also tutorials, how-to guides, and learn about Rollkits. Okay, let's first look into our new scaffolded chain. 1 second. Here we go. This is our newly created blockchain. It's a very typical blockchain. And I think we're going to find out what exactly happens when we add the Rollkit here. So let's just follow the instructions. First, install the Rollkit app. Maybe I already have it. Did I do this already? No. This command did not work.
If I may jump in, you need a version number. So it has to be in the PR. It was there apparently. Documentation is just wanted to be added, but basically after the Rollkit, let me find exactly what version is at Rollkit/v0.1.0, and then it should get you the right thing.
Wait. So at v0
at Rollkit/v0 v0.1.0. Let me just paste it here. It's okay. It was in the PR, but
got lost in translation. Else I'll just check the PR. I wasn't here.
88.
Ah, yes, right. 88. Ah, like this. Okay. Do I need to use Go 1.22? Which version do I have? I'm using GVM, so don't be confused. I have so many different versions of Go sometimes that I need to use. So I'm trying with version 1.22. And then I probably need to reinstall Ignite. Didn't know this was, we updated to 1.22. Yeah.
If you want, I'm happy to share my screen to show the steps if it takes too long.
100%. That would be wonderful. I don't know how long this takes. Oh, no, it's actually finished right now.
Oh, all right.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Julian, if you could share your screen, that would be great.
Okay. Let me do it. Like on the last comment, you just missed the version number. I'll update right after this call the README. Maybe share.
I'll test this through once more as well. Should have tested it before. I thought this would be smooth.
Okay, can you all see my screen? Actually, was working on
Yes.
something else for adding a new comment on that Rollkit app, but I'm just going to throw that away. So let's just do the normal ignite scaffold chain GM with an specific GM. So like the normal Cosmos SDK chain. Oh yeah, okay. Let me just. I already have the app installed, so don't. So it already built the app because I have installed it globally before. So let me just remove this, restart. And now I'm going to do something you should never do, just for the sake of this this tutorial. So we scaffold a normal chain. It's usually so because it will scaffold the chain, which is actually already there. But then what I believe is this. What it does after is going to build all the protos. So that's why it just usually takes some time. So as Tobias showed, it's like a normal Cosmos SDK chain. And basically after we install the Rollkit install. So this is the version of the application. So currently we have only one version. And oops, I have to go in the app and I'll make it global, whatever. It will fetch our app, build our app, and now we have a new ignite Rollkit comment available. Currently it has only the add. So basically what it does, you'll see very soon, it will update the Cosmos SDK chain to have some replacement to be a Rollkit chain. So what it did, it just instead for you scaffolded the start option, which is something that have been introduced in Cosmos SDK 50.6. And it will basically replace the add comments with a custom start handler. That custom start handler basically replaces how the app starts. And in that case, what Rollkit does, it basically swap commit by the Rollkit by Rollkit, and then it just have a custom start. So if you see, they have the repo Cosmos SDK starter, and instead of node, instead of starting commit, they will have, let's say, the Rollkit node. So then once you have this, you can build your chain. Just if I can get okay. You can build a chain like you used to on Ignite. And then the slight difference is, as it is not Cosmos, it's a Cosmos SDK chain, but it's not a Comet BFT based chain. Then you cannot use the unit command that we have. So usually when you have a Cosmos SDK chain, just do ignite chain init afterwards. But here it would not work. So then they have provided an init script that will do the initialization of your chain. As we just released this, where is that init script? Here, you just have to run a script and then follow whatever you want to follow about Rollkit or learn about it. But at least it just helps you a tiny bit to kickstart the scaffolding of Rollkit chain. We as well actively working on abstracting this this init script, because the application, the app is quite powerful. It can access the chain and it can run command on the chain. So we'll be soon abstracting this, the fact that you need a script and you need to do some overwriting the default validator by the sequencer and stuff like that. So this will be abstracted and it will be released as a Rollkit app version 0.2.0. And then we can as well think about other things to improve the UX when you'll be when you want to develop a Rollkit app. So yeah, so currently this is what it does. It's the right place. Yeah, it simply install replaces this and yeah, install Rollkit and use it. And then soon we will have as well the version 0.2 to have the initialization, so you don't have to have like a custom script, which is always annoying. Ignite is very great for improving the UX. So this is something we can do as well to improve the UX of people that want to use Rollkit. I think it's for this very short demo.
Thanks so much, Julian. It was so good that you overtook the screen because you explained it much better than I could have. This was a good introduction to the Rollkit feature. Thanks so much. Yeah, let's stay for Michelle. Shall we already brainstorm about bounties? I think you've said at the end of the call, right?
Yeah, we want to do it now.
Can do it now as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, actually, this is back to Julian. Julian, maybe you could talk through the idea that we were brainstorming, and folks could weigh in on how they find that, and maybe propose some other ideas that we could consider for bounties. So, because getting community feedback would be really helpful in creating this.
Right. So the idea we had is like make it easier to use the latest feature that was added recently in the SDK, which is called the in-place testnet creator. Basically, also, let me just maybe share my screen again to something supporting.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, recently, Osmosis added a feature in the SDK. I forgot which version, at least SDK that you use when you scaffold a chain with Ignite. And basically, what it allowed was to create easily a testnet from a running chain. So, like Adam explained better than me, but it's create testnet that mirror the mainnet state. So in the case of Ignite, what we're thinking is like there is some wiring needed or ways to get it working, which is some change that needs to be done, which is adding a comment to the chain or just having a whole bunch of logic to replace all the validators and to update the chain given the state of the mainnet chain. So what we wanted to do is like for people that use Ignite and have already testnet running, we want to make it simpler for them to do that. So just have, let's say, an application or a feature directly in Ignite that can basically abstract all of this, which will be using local state, and then scaffolding what is needed to be scaffolded. As you see, there is a bunch of stuff, and as well, being smart enough to be able to replace the validators. And update distribution and update slashing and all the stuff that needs to happen. Here, Osmosis is their epoch module. This is not always needed for at least the default scaffolded Ignite chain, as there's no epoch module, but there is some wiring to happen, some things that are chain specific with like the local accounts that Ignite always create for a chain that will be used there, etc. So we were thinking we want this feature is like super useful when you have like a mainnet or even a testnet running and you just want to debug something that is happening. That would be great if with Ignite, like you use Ignite for everything. So why not using Ignite for that? And then you'll be able to quickly, replicate the state of your chain. With one common Ignite testnet or Ignite whatever chain testnet or local testnet, whatever people think is best. Just to make these features, this requires, as you see, there is like quite extensive guidance things to be changed for it to work. Just like a one-liner, and that will be amazing for UX, and I think it will be beneficial for everyone. So that's like the idea. I think this is what I was thinking as a good bounty, and then this could be there's like a possibility as well to extend that way further outside of the Ignite world and outside of the Ignite chain, which means that possibility to support any chain, which will be we'll use the chain registry, downloading states from RPC, and basically with some chain analysis, doing this code analysis. I mean, doing this wiring for instance, if you go check out Osmosis, or if you go check out the hub, use Ignite as well, run Ignite testnet or whatever common to scaffold it directly on that new chain. Always a Cosmos SDK chain, so in theory, Ignite could work there, and just replicate the mainnet state in like one common. So yeah, that was a bit the idea. I'm curious what you all think about. It would be great to discuss if it's something that we want to see in Ignite to be added, and if it makes sense as a bounty as well. If someone wants to, of the community that wants to tackle that, yeah.
Thanks so much, Julian.
Tobias, you
There
have a
will be-
question from Ashkish on the side chat, just FYI.
If we have similar ways to add already existing modules to a chain, yes, there are ways to add existing modules to a chain. What you have to be aware is always the Cosmos SDK version. So when you create a chain, you will have a certain Cosmos SDK version, and you should check this in your go.mod file, which version you're actually using. So here, Ignite will also tell you as soon as you ignite chain serve, for example. Currently, this is, for example, we are on version 0.50.5. And if, let's say, you wanted to create to add a module from Osmosis, because Julian has just talked about Osmosis. Let's see. Then you could go into, well, first of all, you should check which version of Cosmos SDK they are using, because they are still using version 0.47.8. And going from version 0.47 to version 0.50, there might be some work to do. Something might have changed, how modules have been written or the key store accessed. But then you can actually try to just import them into your own app. The same way that Osmosis does it, for example, you can check the app.go file, and let's say you wanted to import one of their modules. You should just check out how they are importing their modules. And then try to import them to your chain and see what happens. Try to wire them and initiate the same way as Osmosis does, and see if it works out on your chain. But that's the way how you can actually add modules. There's sadly not yet a convenient way to swap them in and out, but this is something we definitely have in mind. It's a complicated topic, but we're trying to solve it over time. Right now, it's still a lot of manual work. If you have more questions, yeah, Julie.
I would say it will be solved with an app, if with an Ignite app eventually, for sure.
That would be awesome.
That's in the planning. So the bad UX is only temporary, hopefully.
That would be so handy. It would give so much creativity to developers.
Do we have any docs on writing modules in dep inject?
That's a good question.
Thank you, Ashish. Great question.
If you could pass a GitHub repository to the Ignite scaffold module command, that would be awesome. I don't think you can do that now. You can pass it a path of the module, but could you clone it into the X module and then scaffold it there, or is this still not work? No idea.
If I understand the question correct, this is about dep inject and wiring into your app.go file. Danilo is our expert at that. Danilo, do you know if there's any documentation on this?
I know inside the Cosmos SDK docs there is some. I'm trying to find the link. Something regarding how depth injection works, not only for the models, but if you want to inject something, you need to provide later. So I'll try to get the link here and share, but also you can always scaffold a dem chain and the model and check how Ignite does. But I will share here the link from the Cosmos SDK page.
Thank you, Danilo. Great. I think we can discuss more about dep injection on Discord later on. So if you have any questions.
Yeah, or feedback on the bounty idea.
Let us know. By the way, speaking about feedback, we'll also have a survey coming up very soon. We'll be very happy if you take the 5 minutes to fill it out and see where we can improve or what we're doing good.
Or I guess just like if anyone wants to add comments about like other ideas for bounties too, right? I'm not commenting on Julian's, but also just like other ideas that as Ignite users that you would find helpful, suggesting those to us too, and having a brainstorming would be really appreciated.
I guess one thing that I keep bumping into a bit is like when I try to do like small changes to the structure, like for instance, I don't want all the all this pulsar stuff to get generated and stuff. I can't really remove any of the, like if I try to change those configs, then like Ignite sort of breaks down. Like I had some imports in some protofiles that didn't work in Pulsar, and then I tried to remove Pulsar, and then Ignite broke. So it's, yeah, like these kind of things are just I don't mind working around it, but like it would be nice to be able to have a way to, you know, work around those things. So it's more about flexibility. I know there's been a lot of good work with flexibility in Ignite. I think it still has potential to, yeah, maybe you can set up more in the config of things you wanted to do, or not just skip or stuff like that. Would maybe help. I don't know.
So currently, Polestar is generated for the module configuration, like the module.pulsar.go that is used for dep inject, and then the other part is actually required is AutoCRI. because there is proto notation that that is being scaffolded. For instance, Cosmos address string or something like that. This allows the CLI to do the validation on the inputs, say if it's a correct v32 address. But it's not necessary for everything. So we could possibly not generate always all parser files, but that will be like the one that still needs to be generated, at least as of now, needs to be the module, the TX, and the queries. So I'm not sure if you encoding is generated parser file have an issue with one of those three files, because then I'm not sure if we can actually not do it without breaking one of those features.
Yeah, I see. I was importing some IBC related stuff in one of my protofiles, and I guess it's maybe because they're not dept ready. I don't know, but yeah, I was importing some IBC related proto definitions, and yeah, that's what broke.
Okay, because then will you be using the when you import? Do you mean you imported the proto definition in your protos, and then I don't think in the IBC I've generated any pulsar generated any of the profile with pulsar, which means you might have to do it manually if so that doesn't break the import indeed. Yeah, that's actually a good point that we should think about.
Great. Thank you for the discussion. There's no further input. I'd continue with the app registry. Okay. So if you've already seen, the Rollkit is also an Ignite app that you use to modify your blockchain that you've scaffolded with Ignite. And be aware, you have to be in the latest version for all of this to work. It's been released with the 28.4 version. Yeah, the Ignite app registry, we actually would love to encourage you to write your own apps and help extending Ignite CLI usage and make it more practical, more useful, more powerful for everyone, for every developer out there to build their own chain. We've done a couple of example apps already, so you can take them as inspiration. You can learn from them or fork them, extend them, whatever comes to your mind. If you have done so and created your own Ignite app, I've created, for example, I've shown this Ignite app to you a couple of weeks ago. This is Blocky, an Ignite app. And this is now sitting on my GitHub repository. And who knows about Blocky and how to install Blocky, where you find it, that it even exists. And we thought the best idea to tackle this problem that everyone develops obviously in their own GitHub and might have some awesome Ignite apps lying around in their GitHub, you can make everyone aware and add it to the app registry. So to do that, you go to Ignite, github.com/ignite/apps, and in here you find the Ignite app registry. Here is an example app.json file that you can copy and start filling out with the description of your app, the name, the description, which Ignite version it runs on, if there's any dependencies, which Cosmos SDK version it's intended to be used for, description of the features if you're using WASM, and so forth. So you just fill it in, you create a pull request, and then you can add it into the app registry and let everyone know that you've created an awesome Ignite app and help developers make their life easier. For your convenience, I'll post this also in the chat so you can easier find it. So, but going to github.com/ignite/apps and then clicking on the Ignite app registry is probably the easiest way to access it. And we want to talk a little bit about our new tutorials platform. You have already seen the website tutorials.ignite.com. Always check out about the newest Code with Us coming up. We are starting again with the Code with Us session where we go through a specific tutorial or a specific use case with Ignite and show you how to code your own blockchain, your own use case. And don't forget to subscribe. We will actually publish a lot more tutorials for subscribers first before we release them to everyone. So we are starting to have a couple of extra features for subscribers. So make sure you don't miss the next tutorial that we are publishing.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to request a tutorial, right, Tobias?
That as well.
From the mind of Tobias.
Yeah, actually, we also have a few community members working on tutorials, and this is also possible that you work on your own and submit it to us, or we work in collaboration and do a tutorial together. I love writing this stuff, so just reach out to me and we can start working on something. Don't forget to subscribe to tutorials.ignite.com. What's coming up next is we will be in Berlin at the Awesome Hackathon, May 28th to May 30th. Join us in Berlin at the Awesome Hackathon together with Confio. It's sponsored, as far as I know, the tracks, the success tracks to earn money, to win money in this hackathon are sponsored by Kujira and Neutral. So two wasn't chains, two successful wasn't chains out there. And I'm really curious on what people will build.
Yeah, will any of you guys be there, or? Yeah.
Anyone already knows?
Be there. Are you familiar? You're pretty familiar with Berlin, yeah. So.
Been there before.
Yeah.
And this mostly concludes our today's community call. Thanks everyone for listening in. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them now.
No questions?
Great. And everything was clear explained.
It is, right?
Everyone now knows what a Rollkit is and how to create it.
And the upcoming version of Ignite.
Awesome. So join us on Discord.
See you in Berlin.
Looking forward to meet all of you there and discuss Ignite and blockchain.
Thanks, everyone.
If not, see you next month.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Brilliant.